Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting review here on buildable channel. And today we're going to be looking at another LEGO Star Wars set. Not Force Awakens. I know some of you are going to be disappointed because you're all still hyped up about episode 7. But, we have to remember the original films and even the prequels. I know that's hard for some of you to swallow, but we have to remember them all. Today, it's not prequels. If you're a prequel hater, don't worry. But today we're going to be looking at a set from episode 6, the Death Star Final Duel. This is the penultimate scene of the entire saga, at least in my opinion. Maybe later on in episode 8 or 9 is going to be one that's even better. I don't know. But for me, this will probably always be my favorite scene right here. I love this scene. I love it better. I love it even more than the creature scenes. And you guys know I love my creatures. But this is better because there's so much emotion in this scene. And now we have it in LEGO form, and let me tell you, it's awesome. This might be my favorite LEGO Star Wars set of the year 2015. Yeah, it's that good. I'm not going to quite commit to that yet, so I will say that it is definitely the best non-vehicle set from LEGO Star Wars for the year 2015 because, well, let's just say there's some spaceships coming. I don't want to spoil it yet. And we do have some more non-spaceship LEGO Star Wars things coming as well, and non-Star Wars and non-LEGO. Because here on Bill Broken Knight's channel, there's all kinds of stuff. There's something for everybody here on the channel. But for today, we are looking at the Death Star Final Duel. And I've been rambling way too much in my videos lately. It's probably why I don't get so many views. So I need to quit that and get to the point, because this is why you clicked on the video right here. It's the Death Star Final Duel. Recommended ages 8 to 14, but we don't care about that. Set number is 75903. I'm sorry, 75093, pardon me. It is the Death Star Final Duel, and Death Star is a trademark. It contains 724 pieces, and of course we now have the Disney logo on there. If you're a Disney lover, I'm sorry, but I have to say this. I was super glad that I did not have to sit through watching the Cinderella Castle in the evening with the fireworks before I watched the Star Wars movie, because that really would have ruined it for me. I mean, even if I was really into Disney, which I'm not. I don't hate it, but I'm not really into it. But even if I was, that would just be super weird. Just like, let me think. If I had to watch the Universal logo, it wouldn't have been quite as weird, but it still would have been weird. So, it's not just because it was Disney, but it would have been really weird, let me just say that. There are all kinds of features in this set. You get tons of minifigures. Well, you don't get tons of minifigures, but for this scene, you definitely get an adequate amount. I'll go ahead and show you the back of the box, but of course, you don't really care about that because you can go to your local store and see that. Can't see this, though. Let me go and show you the instruction booklet. It is one. It seems like LEGO is opting to go with these bigger instruction booklets. They're all one instead of going with the 1, 2s, and 3s like they have done previously, because I think they were getting a lot of complaints about that. Pretty basic. You get 6 number bags. The minifigures are spread out throughout here. I'm going to show you the interior a bit. But it's pretty basic other than the fact that it is all one. You get the idea. And some of the other sets that came out in this wave. In case you're wondering, I've been wanting to review this for a while. I just hadn't got it yet. But this has been out for a little while now. Some other sets that came out were the Flash Speeder, the Naboo Starfighter. I believe this is the Tidarium. I'm not sure. And this one I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry. It's probably something from Star Wars Rebels. If it's not, I'm ashamed that I don't know what it is. But it does not look familiar to me at all. By the way, I have started watching the Clone Wars. Love me or hate me. Because I want to try and get into Rebels. I've had adults tell me that it is amazing. But I've also found out that it's a little connected with the Clone Wars, so I figured, well, I guess I'm going to go back and watch the Clone Wars. It's actually not as bad as I remember. The movie's terrible. It sucks. I'm just going to tell you, it's terrible. But the episodes themselves, I've heard especially, is seasons, in the later seasons, 3, 4, 5, even 6, that's Netflix only. I've heard it gets better. So I'm going to stick with it. It's not that bad, because I want to get to Rebels, because I've heard that's really good. But anyway, you're not here to hear about me and what I'm doing. You're here to see this set. So let's go ahead and get to it. So here is the Death Star Final Duel. Of course, I'll be showing you different sections, but this is the full layout, and there are too many figures that are not shown. They're still kind of not in view, but I think you know who they are. Go ahead and do a 360 here. There's lots of hidden things in this set. It's one of those sets where you kind of have to build it in order to know exactly what's going on, for sure. And they didn't even fit all the features that it has on the back of the box because there are so many. It's probably like at least somewhere between 5 and 8 features. Some of them are better and more cool than others, obviously. But this set has a lot to offer. But of course, we will go ahead and start out with the minifigures. First up, we have Jedi Luke Skywalker with his green lightsaber. And I have to say, a lot of people are saying this too. This is probably the best Luke Skywalker minifigure we've gotten, at least for a very long time, possibly ever. Because he finally doesn't have a goofy expression on his face. He's finally got the right hair. They've got it right with his having his hand chopped off in Empire, so he's got a glove on his right hand now. They just did a good job with him. Now, he still does have a goofy face that is definitely not really adequate for this scene. I don't know when this happened in that scene. I must have dozed off or something, because I don't remember him smiling at all. And really, there's no reason to. You got people dying and people getting electrocuted and things being thrown all over the place. So yeah, there's really no reason for him to smile. But you have the option if you'd like to make it a happy scene where he joins the dark side and he loves it. Green lightsaber, pretty standard. I've shown you both faces. Here is the back printing. It's pretty minimal, just some gray fabric marks and stuff. But overall, a nice job on Luke Skywalker, and probably my favorite version that I own personally. Possibly one of the best ever made. Next we have two identical Imperial Guards. They're both exactly the same, and they are the same as the ones that we got a couple years ago in the Death Star Troopers Battle Pack, as you can see. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that set later, just briefly. They have some sort of weapons with them. I don't really know what those are. I don't remember ever seeing them with them, at least not in a close-up scene. They look like lightsabers, but I'm sure they're not. So there's just some sort of guard stick or whatever. that sounds really dumb. A guard stick. But that's really what they are. And they come with the red capes. No back printing because of the capes. And underneath the hoods are just plain black cylinders. On the torso we do have a little bit of fabric folds for printing. But, I mean, really the minifigures speak for themselves. They're awesome looking, but you know, they didn't really do much in this scene. But it is nice that we got them for sure, especially since there's really only 3 main characters in this set, and this set was so large. So it was good that they included them, and they even have their own area, as you will see. Next we have a new Darth Vader that everybody seems to love, mostly because of this. His helmet is now 2 pieces instead of 1. Of course, this piece will be harder to get off, but it does look really good. It looked good before, but it looks even better now. He has his red lightsaber and handcuffs because, well, I think Luke's handcuffs were taken off well before this scene happened, but it's nice that you get them anyway. You already saw Darth Vader's face. He's looking pretty angry. And very nice printing on the front, although kind of like Saruman in a couple of the sets. I think it was mostly Tower of War Funk. But the printing, come on, focus, there we go. The printing doesn't exactly line up, but it's okay. Not many people are going to notice that. But overall, a very nice job on this Darth Vader. Probably one of the best Darth Vaders we've gotten. I'm saying that a lot in this review. But it's true, there's a lot of great things in this set. And Darth Vader is certainly one of them. And finally, we have Darth Sidious, or Emperor Palpatine, whatever you want to call him. Awesome job on him. This is the first Palpatine I've gotten in any of his forms, so I'm really excited to have this minifigure. He comes with Sith Lightning, because he uses that on Luke Skywalker quite a bit in this scene. He does come with a lightsaber too, but there's a special place for that, as you will see later, so I'm going to wait and show you that when the time comes. He does have his hood on. There's his angry face, and back here we have his even angrier face. When he's being thrown down the shaft. You can take the Sith Lightning off easily. And once again, the printing not quite lined up between the torso and the legs. But what are you going to do? Most people aren't going to notice it anyway. And on the back, no printing whatsoever. But a really nice job on Darth Sidious. An awesome minifigure. Kind of essential because, well, he kind of caused the whole thing called Star Wars. And without him, nothing would have really happened except a bunch of wandering around and Misa no likes. So there is Darth Sidious, who's using the dark side on my lens so that he can't come into focus. Oh, more important than anything else, you get a brick separator. Before we get to some close-ups on the different sections, I do want to show you how this set folds up. So right now it's kind of already half folded up. Here it is in its full extended format. We have a nice hallway here, but that folds up easily like this. And then if you want to store it up even more, the two sides come out all the way, and then there are hooks here and some rods there, so these will clip together like so, and that will stay. So that's it. That's at its maximum storability right there, but you can have some of it stored and some of it out depending on what you want to do with it. Here's the entrance room where the guards stand. Now you don't really see this in Return of the Jedi, so it's kind of an imagined area, and it might kind of be shown in the background, but if I remember correctly, there is no entrance room. It's more of an elevator, but I could be wrong. This reminds me more of Revenge of the Sith, when Mace and Kit Fisto and some of the other Jedi go to capture Sidious, and then Mace Windu gets killed, and Anakin becomes Vader. Spoiler alert! Anyway, but so it reminds me more of that, and specifically these sets for that scene that came out a few years ago. But it looks nice. I'm not really going to complain since they didn't really show this anyway. So it's more of an imagined thing, but it's a nice place to include the Royal Guards. We have some nice golden statues surrounding here, and I assume it's more like of a carpet area with the flat tiles there. And the doors do open. If you pull on the brown slopes, those will open all the way. Looks a little funky, but you know, it's a function. And then of course that will close back up like so. Then in this hallway area, this is where it's stored, that's where it's open. But we do have another function. If we put Luke or whoever here, let's put him right there, press down on this, he will go flying up in the air. Of course, it'll be better if you put him back further and if you press this harder. But even if you don't press, that was not really hard at all, and he went flying across the table. So it's kind of like a imagined force leap function right there. Very nice job on the stairs. And there's another function here. Let's say we put Luke here. Whoops, or maybe he doesn't want to go there. Let's put him loosely right there. And then there is a lever here. If we pull back on it, two of these steps go flying up into the air. And there's still steps there, so I mean, maybe Darth Sidious likes it better like that. I don't know. Go ahead and start with the left side. Not a whole lot on the ground. In fact, there's really nothing at all except a couple, I don't know, statues or machinery right there. But up here, we have a balcony area, which does exist in the movie. I don't think it exists in this exact location, but whatever. You know, they have to compact everything. But we have a guardrail here, which you can pull down if you want. But the main feature over here is a scene from the movie where Luke hops up on this balcony. Darth Vader throws his lightsaber and knocks it down. But because you can't do that, we have this instead, where we push this to the side and the balcony collapses. Pretty cool design on that. We have this red piece right here, which is cylindrical, and that fits right into this piece right here, which has a hole for it, and it fits perfectly. So, cool function there. We have a TIE fighter window here we have 3 of those throughout the set. So overall, a very nice section. Could have used a little more detail perhaps, but considering that this is kind of a bare area anyway, it's supposed to look cold and dark and menacing and, well, not really exciting. But I think they did a decent job. The center section is very detailed. I love these lights. I'm not sure what they are. I assume it's some sort of generator for the Death Star, but they look really cool in the movie and they look really cool in Lego format. They also did some more at the bottom there. The Emperor's throne looks very nice as well. My main complaint about that is that, unlike in the Wizard Battle, which had a throne for Saruman and was modified so that his cape would fit fine into the slot, this doesn't have that. Of course, this is a different looking throne, but if you want him to sit properly, you will have to take his cape off, otherwise it'll get all bent and wrinkled. And I assume most of you won't like that. He has some control panels on the arms of the chair, and there's also some more stickers on the back sections there, some computers or whatever. The next feature of this set, you can see here, this is a lightsaber, Darth Sidious' lightsaber. It is not the same one as this because you do get 2 red lightsabers. And we have a panel down here. If we flick down on that, zoom out a bit, the lightsaber goes flying up into the air and lands over here. Pretty cool feature. Like I said, I think that was the one that did not make it onto the box. I'll check one more time, but I am not seeing any mention of that. No, there's no mention of that on the back of the box. So, as I said before, there's so many features in this set that they couldn't even fit them all onto the back of the box. That's pretty rare. Are you ready to see my absolute favorite part of this set, which also didn't make it on the back of the box? Alright, here we go. Ah! And the last part of the set is also where the last part of this scene takes place. It is the power reactor, or whatever it's called. And there are tons of stickers down there, as you can probably see. I think there's 8 of them. It looks pretty cool. It gives it a nice finished look, and it looks a lot like it did in the movie. It also looks a lot like the end scene of Phantom Menace, but, you know, George Lucas has this thing about having his villains fall down dark, endless shafts. We all know that. Just like he also loves cutting people's arms and legs off. But, whatever. That's cool. And of course, you can throw Darth Sidious down there. That's fun. It's not nearly as long, and it's certainly not endless. In fact, he probably didn't even break anything. But what are you going to do? It's still a pretty cool feature. And if you want, you don't have to throw him down there. You can always throw him out of one of the 3 windows which have convenient hinges. So there is the set in its entirety. One more thing I would like to mention is that there is a very inexpensive set that came out a couple years ago that goes very well with it, and that is the Death Star Troopers Battle Pack. And in it you will get a cannon, 2 actual Death Star Troopers, the newer blasters that actually fire, and most importantly, 2 more Imperial Guards. I don't remember ever seeing 4 at a time, except maybe in the opening scene, but it'd still be cool to have more, plus the Death Star Troopers in the cannon, so you can start making a very nice interior of the Death Star display. Alright, there you have it, the Death Star Final Duel. So I'll go and get to my final thoughts now. For the ratings, you know I do 3 ratings: build, play, and display. I don't need to remind you of that. For the builds, let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the price at the beginning of the video. It retails for $79.99, and it contains 724 pieces. Could have gone for 75, even 70, but I'm not going to complain because this set is really good. I highly recommend this set, especially if you really like this scene. You're going to love this. Now, if you already have the Death Star or something and it's kind of already included in there, then maybe not. But, I mean, even so, it's still really cool. It comes with some awesome new minifigures, has lots of features. So, even if you have the Death Star or some other set that includes this scene, I would still recommend it. So for the rating for the build, you do get quite a few cool pieces, some awesome minifigures. I'm going to give it a 9 for the build. For play, oh, I'm going to do it 10. I'm giving it a 10. It's great. It's great. Kids are going to love this. Adults are going to love it because of the nostalgia factor and the fact that this was one of the greatest scenes from Star Wars. Even if you didn't like the Ewoks and all that, and you're not really big on Return of the Jedi, I still think everybody liked this scene at least. And for display, I'm going to go a little lower simply because it's not the nicest looking set. So I'll give it a 7 for display. But for what it is, they did a good job. And you know, you can fold it up if you want to store it, or you can splay it out more like this if you have the room for it, which I really don't. But I'm going to try my darndest because I really like this set. So that's about it for the Death Star Final Duel. As I said at the beginning, there are more Lego Star Wars reviews coming. I believe, yes, the rest of them are Force Awakens themed. So you have those to look forward to. If you didn't like Force Awakens, which is like 5% of people who saw it, then I'm sorry. So other things that are coming. The BB-9 Files Episode 4 is coming very soon, which I'm very excited about. The director, he tells me that it's going to be a really cool episode. We're going to learn a lot about the characters. As I said in the LEGO Senate Commando Troopers video, I will be doing a Hobbit Extended Edition, Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies Extended Edition review. So I'll be reviewing not only the box and stuff, but I'm going to try and compile a complete scene guide and talk about that. And there's all kinds of other cool things too. I've always got things churning in my brain, and they usually come out in video format in some way, shape, or form. So stick around. There's going to be lots of cool things coming soon. Of course, more Minecraft. I got my screen recorder. If you couldn't stand my videos before because I didn't have a screen recorder, well, guess what? I have one now, so you can't complain. It's a little laggy. In fact, it's quite laggy. But at least it's a screen recorder. I'm going to try and see what I can do to minimize the lag. But thanks for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Please share this with your friends. And if you haven't already, I would appreciate a subscription. And other than that, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.